ご来場の皆様、まもなく大会が始まりますので、ご着席ください。なお、館内での飲食はお控えください。また、スピーチ中の携帯電話のご使用、並びにフラッシュ撮影はご遠慮ください。May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Now we'd like to start the opening ceremony of the 74th Annual All Japan Inter-Senior High School English Oratorical Contest for the Churchill Trophy. First of all, 12 speakers are ready to enter this hall. Please stand up and welcome them with a big round of applause. The first speaker is Ms. Emma Kazen from Okayama Prefecture, Okayama Joto High School. The second speaker is Mr. Jafarux from Kobe Municipal Hukiai High School. The third speaker is Ms. Christy Kando from Kitamoto High School. The first speaker is Ms. Waka Nishio from Kanto International Senior High School. The fifth speaker is Ms. Haruka Kawamoto from Osaka Toin High School. The sixth speaker is Ms. Anna Tanaka from Yamagata Nishi High School. The seventh speaker is Ms. Maria Yoshikawa from Fujimigaoka High School for Girls. The eighth speaker is Ms. Aika Shimon from Nagata High School. The ninth speaker is Ms. Miyu Morita from Aichi Prefectural Hanta Senior High School. The 10th speaker is Ms. Mana Kunieda from Kobe College Senior High School. The 11th speaker is Ms. Mario Daniel from Daten Tokyo Senior High School. The 12th speaker is Ms. Yukino Suzuki from Fujimigaoka High School for Girls. Now, the judges will enter this hall. Please welcome them with a big round of applause. Please be seated. Next, I'd like to introduce the judges of today's contest. Mr. Chris Kozak. Mr. Chris Kozak has been a passionate music and education for sustainable development facilitator in Japan for over 28 years. He holds a Bachelor of Music degree from the University of Alberta, Canada. After attending Al Gore's Climate Reality Leadership Course in Houston in 2016 and speaking at the Tokyo 2019 training, he continues to mentor and give the Nobel Prize winning presentations to people that want to take action against the climate crisis. In his spare time, he likes listening to music, cooking, and camping. Mr. Ikuok-sama. Currently teaching business English to working professional at Kanda Gaigo Career College. Taught chemistry classes in English and English presentations in science and business at Tokyo University of Science. He graduated for some 15 years. Judging for intercollegiate English speech contests for about 20 years, in addition to this inter-high school Churchill Trophy. Experienced the global business in the fields of technology, logistics, marketing, corporate planning, and management at ExxonMobil Japan over 35 years.
Mr. Takahide Miyawaki. Mr. Miyawaki is a human resources executive with over 25 years of leadership in international financial institutions, including Morgan Stanley, The Hartford, and AIG. Most recently, he serves as global head of human resources at Nikko Asset Management Group, where he led global HR strategy and transformation initiatives. As a dedicated Toastmaster, he continues to refine his communication and leadership skills while helping others build confidence in these areas. He also serves as a judge in intercollegiate speech contests whenever possible.
First of all, Ms. Natsumi Akayama, the executive chairperson from the Kansei Gakuin University, will deliver the opening address. Ms. Akayama, please.
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. As the chairperson of West Japan region, I am very happy and honored to give this opening address. This contest has a long history, and we were able to hold this contest again this year thanks to all of you, our participants, judges, sponsors, and supporters. Thank you so much for your help and support. And to all the finalists, congratulations! You passed a tough selection process, and today is your time to shine. Please speak with confidence and share your thoughts and feelings. I hope this contest becomes a special and unforgettable experience in your life. Now, I'd like to declare the opening of the 74th Annual All Japan Inter-Senior High School English Oratorical Contest for the Churchill Trophy Final Round. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Takayama. Now, I'd like to explain the rules of today's contest. For participants, when I call your name, please come up to the stage and start your speech. Each of you has 5 minutes to deliver your speech. The timekeeper will show the remaining time in the following way. The speech will be 5 minutes long. If you go over 5 minutes, you will be deducted 1 position. When 5 minutes have passed, the timekeeper will ring a bell once like this. When 5 minutes and a half have passed, the timekeeper will ring a bell twice like this. After 6 minutes have passed, I'll interrupt you and require you to close your speech. After each speech, we will have a question and answer period for 3 minutes. Mr. Kozak will be today's questioner. For the audience, during the presentation, please do not open the door. Today's timekeeper is Kaho Matsunaga and Ichika Hashimoto. And Yoshimasa Ujihara and I, Honoka Iwasaki, will take the chairmanship. This contest is supported by them. Next, we'd like you to see the opening movie. This will conclude the opening ceremony. Thank you for your attention. This contest will start at 1:30 p.m., so please wait until that time. 日本語で失礼いたします。3より始まりますので、それまでしばらくお待ちください。 コンテストの開始前にもう一度ルール説明を行います。パンフレットとモニターのスライドに記載されていたルールが異なっていたみたいなので訂正をさせていただきます。今回のスピーチのルールとしては5分を過ぎたら最終的な順位が1つ合格して6分過ぎたらこちらから強制終了とさせていただきます。なお、過ぎた秒数によって合格の数は変わらず、一律で1つ順位が合格します。ルール説明に誤りがあり、ご迷惑をおかけしました。
それでは気を取り直して始めさせていただきます。Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome the first speaker of today's contest. The first speaker is Miss Emma Gajun from Okayama Prefecture, Okayama Joto High School. She will deliver her speech under the title of Wings. Wings. Miss Gajun, would you come up to the stage?
Sorry. One day I am gonna grow wings. This is a quote from the song Let Down by Radiohead. I would like to ask you, what image do you get from this sentence? It might be yourself succeeding in something you dreamed of, or maybe getting over something you never thought you would. There is no answer to this because everyone has their own way of seeing things. But what I imagine is me. Me moving on from the people surrounding me right now and entering a new stage of my life. In my life so far, I have had many things I could have done, but didn't. I could have talked to a girl I wanted to be friends with. I could have joined a club I wanted to. Every time I didn't do something, I would just tell myself, I'll do it next time. But that next time never came, just because I was too scared of the opinions surrounding me. When I was second grade junior high school, I was at my lowest. I feared people hearing me, looking at me, judging me for being mixed race. I wanted to change my name. I wanted to change my face because I didn't want to be different from the people surrounding me. And I didn't want to speak my fluent English in front of people because I thought people might think that I'm being cocky. But people might think that I'm being cocky. But I thought that when I speak English, people would see me as just a mixed race girl. I want people to see me as Emma, the girl who I actually am. On a cold winter day, my teacher told me, would you like to speak in an English speech contest? I really didn't want to, because it was my worst fear to be seen and to show my face and my name and speak English in front of a lot of people. But my teacher told me, I want you to try, because even if you mess up, I would still be proud of you. So I decided to try. I practiced so many times in front of my mother, my mother told me that you can do it. When the day came, I was so scared. I thought I might explode. But I didn't know why, but when I got up on stage, I felt that I can actually show my true self to people. When I finished, my speech was not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes, and I didn't know what I was saying, just like I am now. But I don't know why, but I felt relieved. I knew what I wanted to do. This might sound exaggerated, but I felt like my life had changed a little. Me standing here now, I am still very scared. But I still am because I don't know how people would see me. I didn't know how people would see me, but still, I tried and I messed up. And I think that is what is important, because that is what makes you stronger and gives you the courage to try again. Maybe someone listening to this right now is scared of trying something new. Maybe a 20-year-old woman is scared of changing jobs. Maybe a 50-year-old man is scared of confessing his feelings to another. And maybe someone listening to this right now is scared of trying something new, just because they are scared of being judged. One day, we will all grow wings. I hope that we will have the strongest and biggest wings, and nothing stopping us from flying, as far as we want to go, and as fast as we want to go. Thank you for listening.
Now we have a 3 minute question and answer period. Mr. Kozak, please.
Check, check. Hello, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is not related necessarily. Okayama, so how long did it take you to get to here today?
I left last Friday, so it took about 6 hours. Not 6 hours, 4 hours, I think.
4 hours. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your time. So let's see here. The first question, you can take all the time you want, and other judges, if you have a question that pops into your mind, you feel free. We don't have a lot of time; it's only 3 minutes. But do you think? So you talked about wings. Your title, your speech title is wings. Do you think the size of one's wings equals the size of the fear?
I do think that is related, but I think that the size of the wings changes in how much you actually try to face your fear. I think that is what makes your wings bigger. I think that is what I mean.
Right, because you could have just enough wingspan so you survive, or you can grow super large wings so that you're never going to face that fear again, or that you have insurance. What size are your wings now?
I think my wings now are. I wanted them to be bigger because I had more stuff that I wanted to tell you, but because I was so nervous, what I wanted to tell you had all mixed up. So I think my wings are kind of small, but me now answering your questions is making my wings bigger because I am facing my fear of messing up.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kozak. Thank you, Mr. Gajun. Now is judging time. The second speaker is Mr. Zephyr Lux from Kobe Municipal Fukiai High School. He will deliver his speech under the title of Seas. Seas. Mr. Lux, would you come up to the stage?
Thank you, Master of Ceremony and honorable judges. If you go to your local park, you might run across a tall and sturdy old tree. This tree seems like it has been there for eternity and will continue to live there, but who actually planted this tree? This tree belongs to no one, but also to everyone. Its shelter and shade makes our lives richer. People in communities who lived long before us plant parks and planted trees that we enjoy now. Just like trees, communities provide us with support, but it can also connect to people with similar interests. When I was 6 years old, I joined a basketball team because I always loved the game and always wanted to join a team. My teammates taught me about basketball and teamwork and made me a better person. Just like what my basketball team did for me, communities play a crucial role in society and are extremely important to make our lives richer. What communities do you belong to? For me, a local YMCA basketball team is one of my most important communities. This community fosters a legacy of sportsmanship and family-like bond that the older members built and carried on a legacy for over 2 decades. As the years went by, I grew with team and eventually getting ready to take on the role of the captain. However, one day, a letter came from the team office and struck us with disbelief. Due to a lack of members, we'll be closing the basketball program. No meeting, no explanation. Just one simple letter. Every single kid, parent, even the coaches were speechless. But we all reacted with a feeling of defiance. It was to protect this team at all costs. I started distributing posters in a local park to gain more members. Everyone who was connected to the team, even the parents of old members, wrote letters to the office and met the manager in person to speak up about how they felt. Eventually, through everyone's hard work, we were able to protect the team and keep on playing basketball. Through these efforts, this community of mine was lucky enough to continue, but many communities are not so lucky. According to Mainichi Shimbun, as of 2024, 102 traditional festivals and events throughout Japan have been suspended or lost their status as a designated cultural event. Japan is losing important traditions and communities. If communities around us disappear, important traditions are lost. We become more isolated and lose the emotional support that we receive from the community. Communities make up our identities. When we lose them, we lose a part of ourselves, the shade, shelter, and support that these communities provide. Then, why are so many communities in Japan vanishing, but many communities around the world are thriving and welcoming others? Many vanishing communities in Japan are caused by the lack of children, and it seems like it is impossible to solve this. It is a complicated situation, but I believe there's one effective solution to this. Do you know anything about the people living around you? When was the last time you spoke to your neighbors? The very first step we could take to stop communities from vanishing is to have more interest in the people around us. Nowadays, many people learn about the world beyond them through the internet and build their own communities within the cyber world. There's nothing wrong with this, but when people become so focused on the visible online communities, they lose interest in the tangible communities around them. This can lead to isolation in the real world. So what can we do? Greet your neighbors, talk with your colleagues, call your loved ones, become more involved in the lives of people around you. Just trying these little steps and having more interest in people around us are the easiest and the most effective way to keep or build new communities. Plant and grow little seeds between you and the people around you. We may never see the results of the seeds that we plant, but future generations will enjoy the seeds that we cultivate, just as we enjoy the trees, parks, and communities that sustain us today. Thank you.
Now we have a 3 minutes question and answer period. Mr. Kozak, please.
Thank you very much for your speech. I grew up in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We have one of the largest, strongest community league networks in North America. So I understand when you talk about community, what needs to be done. One thing my father did in building the community was go door to door and ask for donations to the Diabetes Association of Canada. Do you think going door to door would be a good idea in Tokyo or Kobe?
Yes, I do think so. I think talking to your neighbors or talking with your colleagues and so on can lead to a small chat and a small connection. And that can lead to something greater. For example, my neighbor is kind of an old man and kind of has a bad leg. And because of supporting each other, like taking each other's garbages and so on, we had some kind of bond between us. And we sometimes have held parties within the neighbors. And I think those kinds of communities and going door to door and asking and chatting with the neighbors can lead to such great communities.
Tell me more about these parties.
For example, I think next week I'm having a Thanksgiving party, and I'm inviting a lot of colleagues, my brother's colleagues, my sister's colleagues, a bunch of neighbors too, and we all thank each other for our daily lives.
That's fantastic. That's perfect. Thanksgiving party. Yeah, in Canada, our Thanksgiving is in October because we're farther north, but that's anything to do with food definitely builds communities. You talked about defiance when your basketball team suddenly ended. How do you think you could use that defiance in the future? That's a tough one. Maybe something outside of the local community, maybe something broader globally?
At that moment, I realized that all that history, all that traditions, all that friends are going to vanish from my life because of that one simple letter. And that sort of sparked on me on how I want to save this community. And that kind of motivated me, and it made me feel like I have something to protect. So I want to use that feeling in order to protect something that I truly love, which was in that case, a basketball team.
Something to protect. That's something to think about. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kozak. Thank you, Mr. Rooks. Now is judging time. The third speaker is Miss Shrishti Kandil from Kitamoto High School. She will deliver her speech under the title of Voice is More Than Language. Voice is more than language. Miss Kondo, would you come up to the stage?
Good afternoon, everyone. Have you ever had something you desperately wanted to say but no words to say it in? That's how I felt for a long time. They say communication is a bridge between souls, but growing up, even though I often spoke, I rarely felt heard. My story begins with a quiet goodbye, as I was just a child when my parents moved to Japan to build a better life. I stayed behind in Nepal, raised by my grandparents. At an age when most kids can't imagine a day without their parents, I spent years without mine. They said it was for my education, for my future, but no one asked what my heart needed. I shifted from school to school, house to house, losing friends as fast as I met them. I learned how to be quiet, how to be strong, and how to hide that deep feeling of being disconnected, even in a room full of people. 2 years ago, I moved to Japan and reunited with my family. I thought things would finally feel whole again. I imagined sitting around a dinner table, laughing together, catching up on all the lost time. But the reality was different. I found myself in a new country, surrounded by people speaking a language I couldn't fully understand. Not just the words, but the feelings behind them. The way people joked, expressed politeness, or even stayed silent was all unfamiliar to me. I joined junior high school halfway through the year. Everyone had already made their circles, and I couldn't even introduce myself properly. People were kind, but I couldn't express who I really was. I smiled a lot, nodded often, pretended I was okay, but deep inside, I missed the ease of expressing myself or feeling none. Some nights I cried without really knowing why. It wasn't just about not knowing Japanese, it was about losing connection. I didn't just want it to be seen, I wanted to be understood, to feel like I belonged. But slowly, things began to shift. I started learning more Japanese, not just the vocabulary, but how to feel and express myself in the language. My classmates helped me, even when I struggled. My teachers encouraged me, even when my grammar wasn't perfect. Every new phrase I learned gave me a tiny piece of confidence. What I realized along the way is that connection isn't just about flawless language, it's about effort. It's about trying, even when you feel embarrassed. It's about someone waiting for you to finish your sentence with patience and you choosing to speak, even when your voice trembles. Now, I can talk with friends, laugh with them, ask questions in class, and even help others who are having a hard time. But the most important thing I've learned is that language isn't just for talking. It's for you to share your feelings, understand others, and connect with their hurts. I still make mistakes. I still get nervous, but I no longer feel voiceless. I have something to say and now I know how to say it. So if you have ever felt left out or misunderstood because of language, I want you to remember that your voice is important. Even if you're still learning, even if you're a little shy. Because in the end, It's not just about language, it's about connection. Thank you.
Now we have a 3 minutes question and answer period. Mr. Kozak, please.
Shristi, thank you very much. I don't know where Kitamoto High School is. How long did it take you to come here?
It's in Saitama-ken, so I think it's about 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't really know.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. I too am not Japanese. I did not go to Japanese elementary school or junior high school. So when I came here, my culture was different. You talked about language being difficult without vocabulary, but there's something called reading the room. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Do you think that is also an important skill? And do you think people should practice reading a room?
I think that's a very important skill, like everyone has to know. Because if you don't read the room, like if you are in a room and you don't read what's going on, and if you just tell it, I think later other people might think like, oh, she's just being crazy or something like that, because you don't know and you are not reading the room. So I feel like it's the most important skill that everyone should have.
Do you think you'll ever get to a point where you'll be the leader of behavior in that room and people will look up to you?
I'm very scared of being a leader. I never like leading anyone. When I was in Nepal, I actually became a captain, and I thought like since I was a captain, everyone will respect me. But that didn't happen. When I was trying to do something for them, but like they didn't really, like everyone never really listened to me. So it was really difficult for me. But at the time, my friend helped me. And after some time, I left the captain position because I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. So the leader, I don't think, but like I want to try where I'm a leader and everyone will listen and look up to me one day. I'd love to try that. Thank you.
That's an excellent meditation on leadership. And I think you definitely have what it takes to be an excellent leader in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kozak. Thank you, Ms. Connell. Now is the judging time. The fourth speaker is Miss Waka Nishio from Kanto International Senior High School. She will deliver her speech under the title of I Am Because You Are. I Am Because You Are. Miss Nishio, would you come up to the stage?
What is a word that reminds us that our happiness depends on each other? That word is Ubuntu. It is a beautiful philosophy from Zulu language of South Africa. The meaning is, I am because you are. It's a very simple word which we tend to forget in today's divided world. it does contains a very important truth. When I first saw a video of children suffering from poverty, I couldn't forget their faces and asked myself, why is the world so unfair? That question will always remain in my heart. I began learning about various problems in the world, focusing on those in Africa. Also, I learned about issues such as poverty, the history of colonial rule, and climate change. But at the same time, I also learned about the strengths of the communities where people support each other. I wanted to know more, so I took a class to learn about African society and culture. That's where I came across the idea of Ubuntu. It's not just a word, it is also a way of life. Nelson Mandela, the great president of South Africa, explained it like this. When we were young, wherever you were in our country, travelers would stop in the villages and they wouldn't have to ask for food or for water there. The villagers just be happy to entertain the travelers with their food. For me, this is Ubuntu. Even if someone is a stranger, we care. Even when we don't have much, we give. Because we're all connected. Your joy is my joy. Your pain is my pain. Unfortunately, the world is now full of war, racism, bullying, and hate. Instead of building bridges, people build walls. But Ubuntu teaches us that we're all human beings who support each other and live together. This isn't just true in Africa. It's true in Japan, America, and everywhere in the world. That's why I want to live with the spirit of Ubuntu in my daily life. Can I say that I live with the spirit of Ubuntu? Yes, at my dance club, we support each other and try to make our performance better. Even if someone makes a mistake, we practice together until everyone becomes confident. When I danced at the national tournament, I was not just happy about my own performance, but truly happy because we shared that moment together. However, can I say your sadness is my sadness? I can confidently say yes, because I don't have enough confidence in my English skills. In this way, I see that living with Ubuntu is not always easy. But still, I want to expand Ubuntu in my life, to care for my family, listen to my friends, thank my teachers, and value my school. If we repeat these small actions, I believe the spirit of Ubuntu will grow little by little. Finally, I ask myself and you, what is a word that reminds us that our happiness depends on each other? That's what Ubuntu means. The meaning of Ubuntu is I am because you are. Thank you.
Now we have a 3 minutes question and answer period. Mr. Kozak, please.
Waka, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I love Zulu. I love South Africa. I used to work with someone from South Africa. The Zulu language, actually Nelson Mandela's first language is spelled Xoso, and it's pronounced with a tongue click. Ngosa. It's really fascinating. In terms of Ubuntu, do you think listening to other people's problems and spending time listening to people talk about their problems, is that an important part of Ubuntu?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Do you think listening to other people tell you about their daily problems, is that an important part of Ubuntu? Do you think listening to other people tell you about their daily events, that's important enough to build Ubuntu? Okay, I'll give you, how about another one? In Japan, there's a sense, there's a very special community feeling called omotenashi. I think there's a parallel there. I think there's like it's almost the same, Ubuntu and omotenashi. What do you think?
Yes. I think in Japanese, I think wa is similar to Ubuntu. Ubuntu is more deep human connection, but wa is about harmony. They are similar, but I think Ubuntu is more about connection. We are one. Yes.
It's like your example here, Ubuntu is about giving. So I think maybe we could think about what to give our neighbors or what to give our friends. That would be interesting to think about. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kozak. Thank you, Ms. Nishio. Now it's judging time. The fifth speaker is Miss Haruka Kawamoto from Osaka Toin High School. She will deliver her speech under the title of Believing What You Love. Believing What You Love. Miss Kawamoto, would you come up to the stage?
At school, we often hear teachers say, study hard, get into a good university. And yes, I understand studying is important. But to be honest, it wasn't fun, and I didn't feel motivated for a long time. When I was 13, I participated in an English speech contest. I loved English, and I truly believed I could win. But the result? Second place. I was so heartbroken that I tried to distance myself from English. But no matter what I did, English kept pulling me back. Through music, through movies. And then I realized I really love English. And that feeling brought me back to the stage 2 years later. Yes, it was tough to memorize the script. Yes, the practice was exhausting. And yes, some of my friends even said, "Aren't you wasting your time practicing for that contest?" But that passion gave me the strength to finally win. And now I am here thanks to that passion. What I learned from this experience It's simple, but powerful. Pursuing something that you really love gives you the power to grow. It's not just about having fun. It's about moving forward, even when it's hard. However, according to the 2024 Seikat Statement, a Japanese lifestyle survey, about 1 in 4 people answered that they don't have any hobbies. And many people around me believe that spending time on what you love is a waste of time. They think studying is the only way to prove effort. But when we look around the world, we see something different. In many countries, your passion matters. What you worked on with love and dedication is respected. Of course, there's a lot to be proud of in Japanese education. We learn discipline, teamwork, and respect. But giving up what you love just to study? That's a real shame. I want more people to hold on to their passion, whatever it is, because our world is changing. We'll be working with people from different cultures and backgrounds. According to the Japan Center for Economic Research, right now in Japan, 1 out of every 50 people is a foreigner. But in 50 years, that number is expected to grow. By 2070, 1 in every 10 people in Japan will be a foreigner. And when that happens, what will truly connect us could be what we love. Passions cross borders, hobbies break language barriers. Through them, we can understand each other, heart to heart. I personally experienced this connection last year when I made a new friend on a school trip to Australia. Both she and I came from different cultures, but we both had something in common, a passion for dancing. Through dancing, we could understand each other. So, if you have already found your passion, continue it and cherish it. And if you haven't found your passion yet, don't worry. Keep trying new things until you find it. Because that passion can change your life. It makes your life richer and more meaningful. Walt Disney once said, "If you can dream it, you can do it." He followed his dreams and changed the world. Now it's your turn. Take that first step because your future, your own unique future, is waiting for you. Believe in what you love. Thank you.
Now we have a 3 minutes question and answer period. Mr. Kozak, please.
Haruka, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It sounds like English is a passion of yours. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, so do you want to use English in a job in the future?
Yes, I want to get a job which I can use English. But now I can be confident in my English skill. So I know I have to study English harder.
You went through a lot of hardship and studying to learn English. Do you think that that pain and that hardship is an important part of education?
Yes, but can you please repeat the question again?
I'm saying like maybe some people don't put the same amount of effort into their English studies or into their school life in general, but that if you do, maybe you're tired or you cry or it really hurts. Do you think that pain is an important part of that?
Yes, but doing my hobby motivates me to concentrate on my studies. I look forward to doing my hobbies, so I try to study efficiently to have more time to do them.
When I traveled through Germany, I talked to a lot of German people, and it was the opposite. a lot of them didn't really care about their careers or their jobs. They just wanted to finish that so they could get home and do their hobby. And it was completely reversed. Do you think Japan and Japanese schools should spend more time, more free time for people to discover their hobbies?
Yes, I think many Japanese people don't have any hobbies because they have to study a lot. But so by doing things they've never done or by having more opportunities to get information, no matter how small, from social media or books or YouTube, and then they can broaden their perspectives. So then they will realize, I think they will realize what things they like or what things they're interested in. So I think Japanese schools should children to have more opportunities to do them.
Japanese schools should give them more time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Koza. Thank you, Ms. Kawamoto. Now is judging time. The sixth speaker is Miss Anna Tanaka from Yamagata Nishi High School. She will deliver her speech under the title of Recognizing Privilege. Recognizing Privilege. Miss Tanaka, would you come up to the stage?
Some students can spend thousands of yen on mechanical pencils. Others can't. Some can go to cram schools. Others can't. Some can travel abroad. Others can't. Why does this gap exist, and how does it impact our futures? In Yamagata, my hometown, my classmates were often bragging about having expensive mechanical pencils. For them, it was normal. For me, it was something I could never afford because their parents were doctors, leaders of top local companies, or influential political figures. I realized there was nothing I could do. Surrounded by the classroom's mix of voices and laughter, I felt a quiet distance, a gap I didn't yet have words for. This was my first time facing inequality, not through books or lessons, but through voices, smiles, and the sounds of a mechanical pencil's clicking. I felt helpless. A few years later, I competed in a national English speech contest. It was a wonderful experience, advancing from my small city, Yamagata, to the national stage in Tokyo. Listening to everyone's speeches in English and to their conversations gave me a new point of view on social issues. However, somewhere in my heart, I felt something raw. Jealousy. I envied my competitors. While all of them were truly remarkable and are people that I admire, many of my competitors had studied abroad or had parents working in foreign countries, giving them advantages I could only dream of. Aren't they privileged? This was the first time I truly thought about privilege. Privilege is not about being better than others. It's actually about having advantages and opportunities that come easily without having to struggle for them. For most, it's something we are born with. Then I turned the question to myself. Though I have never been abroad, my parents once lived in the States and welcomed many international friends into our home back in Japan. I grew up listening to conversations about everything from politics to everyday life. Through these conversations, I was able to learn something important. It is that people see the world in very different ways. But then it hit me. I am privileged too, and I'm blessed in many ways that I once took for granted. In fact, most of us are in some way. Privilege doesn't always look like wealth or luxury. Sometimes it's as simple as having time to think, a quiet place to study, or parents who encourage us to follow our dreams. It's the light breeze at your back when others face a storm. I believe in a world where everyone is treated fairly and given equal opportunities. Yet, reality is often different. Some students struggle because of financial problems, home environment, or even where they live. These inequalities in our society are not random. They come from prejudice, ignorance, and a lack of consideration, especially from those in power. This awareness made me feel guilty because these situations are often beyond our control. So we ignore it. But to change society, we must take the first step. Equality doesn't just happen by itself. It begins by us recognizing privilege. When we stop looking away and start listening to unheard voices, when we share what we have, our time, our knowledge, and our words, when we use our words, when we use our advantages not to compete, but to lift up others. Let's be aware of our privilege, recognize it, question it, and use it to build a more equal world. Just then will privilege not divide us, but empower us to make fairness real. Thank you.
Now we have a 3 minutes question and answer period. Mr. Kozak, please.
Anna, thank you very much. Very important topic. Do you think it's important to spend time on education about privilege? For example, finding other people like yourself to make the world a better place?
I think it's very important to learn about privilege. I think we are all privileged in some way, and by learning about the privilege we have, we can use it to help others. So I believe it is very important.
You mentioned power
Mhm.
as like a block to privilege. There's a phrase of pulling up the ladder, like people get to a place of privilege and then they pull up the ladder so that no one else can get to that level of privilege.
Mm.
Does that make sense in Japan as well?
I think that does tend to happen, but people who do that are not looking at the bigger picture. By helping others reach their goals, we're making a better world for everyone. So, to those people, I believe we should all start helping people with our privilege.
I think you have the potential to be eventually in the future in a position of power where you can equalize things. Do you think that would be something you'd be interested in?
If I were to be put in that type of position, I would try to give my experiences and tell my experiences to people and help them realize that privilege is something that exists, but we can work hard and go beyond that privilege. And I would like to use my position to help those who are less fortunate.
When we talk later, I want you talk about mechanical pencils when you were a child. I'd like to know so you're a high school student now. What is that mechanical pencil? You don't have to answer now. It's just something to think about. We'll talk about this later. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kozak. Thank you, Miss Tanaka. Now is the judging time. The first half of today's contest is over. Now we will have an intermission for 20 minutes. The latter half will start at 2:50 p.m. 2:50 p.m. So please be seated by 2:45. Now the judges will leave this hall. Please stand up and give them warm applause. Please be seated. 日本語で失礼いたします。これより20分間の休憩ですので、後半は2時50分より始まります。5分前の2時45分にはご着席ください。